let us expedite. I did draft and play my my first expedition run off stream. Then I realized that actually expeditions are some of my more interesting streaming content. So waited until I got home. So let's do it. Week 2 of expeditions. Come hang out. Twitch TV/Phreak stream. Should be good to go. This should be us. Keep this 2, keep this 3. Probably. Make sure the stream is working. Alright, cool, it is. We're good to go. Alright. Alright, fellow gamers. Let's do it big.
Side protect me.
That's fine.
Track them down.
Oh, I need to run the deck tracker, right? You love the cast this weekend? Thanks, I'm glad. Solidarity. Alright, I'm logged in. Alright, this should work now. Looks like it does. Okay. Well, darn, if we had thrown away Shadow Assassin, we could have played the 1-drop on 1. That would actually been really valuable. Oh well. This contests for the board really well. Watermelon, you are sadly second. I'm sorry, but you don't get that honor. Ripperino, you know? Ripperino. I know, I'm so sorry. Alright, well I'm ahead on board here.
Oh, that's a good one. Hey, Estill!
I get 2 free damage. Heimer and Fiora. Alright, well that can be scary.
Sure, boss.
Are you gonna Mystic Shot me? Are you gonna buff this to get 1 more attack or something? I guess Radiant Strike would trade 1 for 1. Nope, okay. I mean, if you plan on Mystic Shotting, then it'll die, but that's not terrible for me. My highest win count ever go all 7? Yeah. On the first week, I got 7, 6th and 7, and 7. So I've had some decent ones. I've had some good runs. Okay, so we're gonna play here. So this is gonna be pretty annoying. I can go 1 then 2 and have Lucian on board. That seems pretty good. So Sparring Student, we're not gonna do anything with. He's just gonna exist. Yeah, that's fine.
Ready, willing, and learning.
Not to brag or anything. I mean, it's just what it is. I got to play this game a lot before it came out, so I have more experience than most people. So I would say that, like, at this point in time, I'm no ego, one of the best players in this game. Not the best. I'm not number 1. I would never claim that, but I am one of the better players in this game, and I think that's absolutely true. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just quick attack with Lucian. This will beat most things. Actually, okay, what can they play on 4? I mean, they could play Fiora, but I could beat it. Nah, I think we just swing. It's fine. But
You'll go no farther.
cool. Yeah, you'll get a spell out of that. You get something expensive and annoying. But just like I'm experienced, right? So I know the game better than most players. So like I'm gonna be a pretty good player. But I have a job, right? I have other things going on, so I can't always be completely on top of everything.
Silent as death.
I do the best I can. But yeah. Oh, you started playing yesterday? Hey, well, welcome to the game. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, hopefully I can explain things well and you enjoy your time here. We can all hope, right? You do great as you are. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're very kind. Hopefully everyone has a fun time. Right, doesn't let you play all day at work? Dog, I have a job. Like, if I have time to play, I can play. But okay, so it's actually, do I care about keeping you alive? Because it literally doesn't do that much, right? Like, it hurts Lucian. It doesn't even kill him. She stays alive. Like, I don't want to burn back-to-back just for that. That seems wrong. And single combat only does 1 damage, so there's nothing to really buff here, so we just let this happen. I know. I mean, I know you're kidding, right? But I answer, honestly, a lot of the time, just in case people don't know. Alright, we can just play a random unit. We're just going to block things. 2-4 doesn't go any better than a 2-2, so we let this go through. This would be the only annoying thing, is that's going to be a 6-3 in a lot of cases. If you give me the chance to buff Lucian, that'd be great. Oh, I think that's a misplay. I think that's actually hugely a mistake. Oh, they're doing it that way. Okay, then it's fine. I don't really want to lose Lucian on this. I think they should really use the 5-2, but, you know, whatever. Obviously, nothing can kill the 4-2. The 2-3 is annoying. Go down to 9 health. That's okay. I'll stay alive. But yeah, we are running out of space pretty soon. So next round, we have 6 mana. So we can't play Empyrion. We can play both Proteges, though. And one Protege can kill the Chempunk Shredder. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm in a really awkward spot for most of this. I think we probably Protege and then give it Barrier. And that'll be half decent. Okay, Zephyr Sage is solid as well. I think we Zephyr Sage to copy back-to-back until we get back in the game. There's a lot of options here. This is going to be a difficult turn because Zephyr Sage copying back-to-back isn't a bad play. We have 9 mana overall, so I can spend 4 on minions and still afford back-to-back. I need this card because it's how I'm going to win this game. This is how I get all my value and all my tempo, all my board control back. So I'm going to start here. Right, this lets me challenge the 5-2, and it's going to be pretty decent. That'll get me in a decent spot. At some point, they have Heimer and Fiora in this deck. I have a Shen and a Fiora in this deck. Oh, thanks, Enzo Nev. Yeah, I mean, I have, what, a decade and a half of experience doing this kind of thing. I am very accustomed to playing games out loud. That's a pretty good turn. Okay, that's going to freeze my whole board. But it's not the end of the world because I can just play a new Protege. Or I can use back-to-back and swing regardless. Like, I could double swing and just use back-to-back. That sounds really suspect. It sounds really weird. But it would work. I could swing here. And it would be fine. Now, they'll probably just ignore the attack and just let me hit. Even if that happens, it's okay. Or we can actually pick up this Protege and knock down the 5-2. I guess we just pick up the Protege and knock down the 5-2. That's probably an okay play. Yeah, I mean, they burned the free card they got, and it saved them an entire turn. That's pretty rough.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
Okay, that's fine. We can handle that. We can challenge this, or we can challenge the 2-5. The 5-2. This is like a straight-up free unit kill. That would get rid of a 5-2, but I can block the 5-2 another point in time. I think it's okay to not go for it right now. I think we'll just take the free kill. Also, losing units so I can level up Lucian is valuable, so I need to look for that. Ooh, so one difficulty. I think I want to single combat now before this gets buffed. I think it's correct to do this to create space on my board to play other units. So we're going to go ahead and basically trade 2 cards for 2 cards, right? We are going to lose Protege and single combat. We're going to kill him and that 2-1. Okay. Lucian's halfway to leveling, which is not bad. Our unit's going to unfreeze. And we have as many cards in hand as they have in hand. So theoretically, we can stabilize here. We just need to not lose any more health. I'm not afraid of getting one shot. At least not yet. There's a Protege. That's okay. Again, I want to save back-to-back mana. So we're looking at... Right, 5. I can spend at most 4. So I can't Zephyr Sage. But I can Bright Steel Protector. Or I can Conservator. Conservator's not bad because it creates some stuff in hand that I can use. I kind of like this to block like the Benefactor or something. Back-to-back will save Lucian. I can back-to-back like... Yeah, this is all fine. This is all completely fine. They're going to have to attack. I mean, there's no way they don't, right? They have challengers. This will work. They're going to go for Lucian. Now, what else do they do? Okay, Lucian's halfway to leveling, right? 2 of 4. Cool. I will happily sacrifice units to level this up. Alright, that's a 4/4. We'll chump block that. Yeah, we're fine. So we're gonna chump block this. We're gonna trade here. This will level Lucian in the long run. Actually, yeah, we're gonna buff him to 3/3 so he kills the Eminent Benefactor. I think that's gonna be correct. Okay. So we always back to back here. I don't think I care about saving Shadow Assassin. Again, I think I want to level up Lucian. So the question is, do I want to burn the other buff to kill this? And I think it's correct. Or we can go here, or rather here, and buff these two. Killing that, leaving that alive, that's probably fine. We always do this, and I think we do this. I think this is fine. I still lose the 2 units that levels up Lucian, and we should end up in a pretty good spot. Now we'll see what kind of spells they have, but with 5 mana, it's not a lot of things they can do with only 3 in hand. So we get that trade. That's 1 dead. We get that kill. We lose this. We get a spell, and Lucian levels up. This was a pretty good round for me, right? And that's why I said back to back with my way back into this game, because it really is. Now, I really want to consider Brightsteel Protector on him in case they have some kind of spell that would kill me. So this is the like really safe play. I don't think I need it. They would use it if they had it. Well, that's not necessarily true. Let's do it to be safe. There's a couple of spells they could have that would really ruin my day with this Lucian. Okay, we're in a decent spot here. Why is there no hype for Legends of Runeterra like there was for Teamfight Tactics? I think part of it is that this is still the beta season. That they're essentially, like, in a certain way, full launch is later. I think that's okay. I think it's reasonable. Okay, I kind of want to hold on to Deny in case there's... So if I go here, do I have lethal? I don't. So I actually want to summon Empyrion so that Empyrion can find lethal for me. That's probably correct to do, but I also really want to hold on to Deny or something in case they play some kind of big spell. I think we'll just take the... We'll take the damage. We'll just go here. I think this is a good way to win the game. We hit twice. We do all kinds of damage. These things stay alive. We're in a really good spot. I think as long as I play slowly enough, I can't lose. That's my guess. There's the Donger. Alright, I think we... Well... Okay, I have to place some bets here. Again, I'm not instantly dead. Like, I don't need this right away. And Deny lets me get rid of some kind of big spell they might have down the line. And it's like, how defensive do I want to play? And I guess I can play fairly defensively. I can play pretty slowly. So here comes a big spell maybe, right? So here's, yeah, so here's why I held on to Deny. Because now I deny the 6 mana worth of spells. We don't get the Heimer turret. They don't get the unit. Do you know approximately when 10.3 is going to be released? About a week from today. The patch cycle for League of Legends is roughly every 2 weeks. It's been 1 week since the last patch, so about 1 week from now. Alright, we got a nice Riposte here as our top deck. That's not bad. What do we want to copy with Zephyr Sage here? We might copy Riposte, we might copy Empyrion. It also doesn't really matter. At this point, I think we almost can't lose. But I kind of like copying Riposte. I can't see myself needing 2 Rituals of Renewal. This is a combat trick, which is going to be more reliable. So I think this is the best card to copy. I've got enough units in general. Also, if I lose a unit at all, if they kill something, I just get to... Yeah, that's okay. That's going to be a little scary, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, they're going to get a T-Hex here, but I can ready Lucian. Yeah, so there's the T-Hex. We say, okay, we pass. And if they attack, I can sacrifice units and ready Lucian's attack again. So, in general, we should be okay. There's T-Hex. We say, okay. Yep, you got me. Here comes the attack. Great, great, great. Alright, and here's how we win the game. So we go here. We riposte. I guess do we have to use it on him? Yeah, we do actually. We riposte so that he's healthy enough to kill it. We go here. And then to be safe, we're going to toss one of our units out. So we're going to toss this guy. Yeah, we toss that guy. So just in case there's shenanigans, we do this. Oh, he's not big enough to kill it. That's actually okay, though. As long as it goes down low, we're generally okay. So, he exits low. Things get killed. I guess it's correct to go this way instead, then. They can't get overwhelmed for 1 mana. We kill off 2 units. There's an 8/6 left on the board. We ready our attack because an ally died for Lucian. And this should look pretty good overall. We get our attack. We trade. We kill things off. It's now my turn to go. Lucian's a big boy. We have this elusive 2/2. We can just trade the 2/1 out, no problem. This thing, I mean, it'll just get chump blocked no matter what, right? So, yeah, it doesn't really matter what blocks it. They're going to block Lucian. We're not going to kill anything, but we'll attack again next round and it'll be okay. I think Lucian should have blocked the T-Hex. I think ultimately that would have been the better play. So this happens. That gets through. We say okay. We kill the first half. They get a free card. We trade those cards off. Okay, so we can again put some units down. If we Empyrion, we can still afford Riposte, so Empyrion's a good way to get lethal. Okay, they got some units on the board. That's not bad. We say okay because we have to. But we have Elusive, so we're in a good spot here. We're going to be in a good spot. We should be able to win this. Okay, so we attack with Lucian. We attack with these 2 Elusive units. This should be pretty safe. Cool. I think we won the game. Alrighty. I'm glad y'all are having fun. Okay, so even if Lucian dies, we win the game. So let's just take this. No reason to do anything special. Why didn't do? Yeah, Lucian doesn't double attack on defense. He can only do it when he's attacking. All right, end of the day, we won. So that's something. We'll take it. The nerf and buff strategy is fairly not hands off. Like they are gonna nerf and buff cards, but it's not. I mean, it's probably more common than most card games you're used to, but it's less common than League of Legends. So we'll see what happens. Deny out, Lifeblade in, Defender out, Bright Steel in, Twirler out, Projector in. This is actually probably correct. The Twirler is not very useful because I don't really have any stun or recall value, so we might as well just do this. Okay. We got 2-0. We're going to do our very best. This is our second run at this expedition, by the way, so we could easily get very poor rewards if we run into a string of bad luck or bad play. But we're going to do our very best. We're going to try, you know? We're going to try. Alright, so none of these cards are worth keeping. We want cheaper stuff that we can put down early on. Buffs and nerfs being more common. I mean, like, if you look at games like... The only ones I actually know of are Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone that like I've played actively and followed the scene. Balance changes are fairly far between in those games. I think they intend to have balance changes for LOR more frequently than in those games. Alright, so we put this one down. If they don't have a 1-drop, we get to swing for 1 free damage. Will there be any changes to XP gain? You know it's minor to gameplay, but it's unrewarding when you get 100 XP a win. I mean, it doesn't start at 100, right? It starts at like 500 or something for your first win. But, I don't know. There's always a chance that they further tune the progression systems, but I personally am pretty satisfied with the rate of unlocking. You don't have to feel the same way, but that's how I feel. I think it's good to put this one down. It's going to be a 2/2 in most cases anyway, and I can bank spell mana, which might matter at some point. And it's in general tuned to like strike a decent balance between hardcore players and let's see. Let's go ahead and play this. It'll be good against most 3-drops. If they play Braum, it's okay. Oh, this is actually quite good. Yeah. I mean, that's obviously quite strong. We just take this challenge, we kill it. We get 3 damage to face. If they want to play a fast Phreak to kill it, that's okay with me. But Elder definitely got some value there. Also, in general, from what I have seen, that you can earn XP in this game for longer than most other free-to-play card games. I'm sure that's not 100% of all card games, but from what I have seen, there's a pretty decent... Okay, so this allows everything... If I play this right here, it allows everything to survive Braum. You can only deal 1 damage. She goes up to 2. That won't take any damage, so... Or, wait, he? I think Sparring Student's a he. Let me take 1 damage there. That's okay. So now I want to plan out my next turn. I can bank 3 spell mana here, which is actually really worth doing. Because I want to play units to buff this to 3 attack. That's going to be valuable for me. So I can bank spell mana, which I'm going to spend at some point anyway with back-to-back. And I'm actually considering Zephyr Saging to back-to-back. And then through here, right, I have 5 plus 3. I can play Conservator. Consider options. Play Protege. And then have a chance of playing Redeemer instead. So we Conservator to start. How do you get to the full card art? You right-click the card, and then you click the little eye icon down here. And then you can, you click to remove the text. What is the best way to get XP? Is it ranked? Also, how does MMR work in LOR? Is it like League? I assume it's fairly similar to League. I don't know exactly, but... Alright, so I cannot afford to play everything that I want, which is too bad. I could play you and give you 3 attack, and that would allow you to kill the Scar Maiden Reaver. That seems a little greedy, I guess. If I play Protege, you become a 2/4. This goes up to a 3/3. That's not good enough. I could throw this in, let it die, and play Redeemer to draw a card. That's not horrible. We'll see if they take the bait here. I don't hate this play. I can deal with the Reaver on another turn. I think we let's get killed. Unfortunately, all my units are very small, and their units are big enough to make me sad. The best way to get XP, though, if you're winning, is Expeditions for sure. Expeditions have more XP per game than any other game type, at least if you're winning. We just play Protege? I think we just play Protege. We're just going really, really wide, but that's fine. There's no big board clears in this. Not really. I mean, Avalanche would be annoying, but... Okay, Avalanche would suck a lot, let's be clear. Yeah, you get like 3,000. I think it's 2,000 bonus XP on 7 wins, but it's certainly a lot. Hey, we finally found Fiora. That's really good. Okay, that card is beatable. We're okay here. We pass. I wouldn't mind Zephyr Saging Fiora specifically. And then it turns into Riposte, and that's pretty solid. Alright, what are you going to challenge? Sure, okay. Okay. So we're going to put this here. We're going to put that there. I don't really care about her living. If we back-to-back, this dies, which is worthwhile. And this will go down a lot of HP. In fact, if we back-to-back you live. You go to 4-7. But this gives me a card which I kind of want. I would actually rather have this die and just get damage on. It'll go up to 4. This will do enough damage to kill. That'll be reasonable. This will actually live as well. So either one of these can kill this Yeti. This is already going to die, but I think this dying as well is good for us. So let's double buff. We get some damage out of it. She dies, that dies. Or I think it's he. Sorry, the face is androgynous. He dies. This dies, we get a card. Let's see what happens. What card is this? Is this a recall effect? Is it a freeze effect? If it's a freeze effect, I'm kind of sad, but it's okay. It happens. Yeah, the girl in the background has a different outfit. You're absolutely right. I'm hard trolling. Okay, that wasn't too bad. We can Vanguard Redeemer to draw a card, which is pretty solid. Hextech Transmog is actually pretty good for this card right here. The Empyrion will get me some value. If we play Fiora, we can... Okay, 3/6, sure. If we play Fiora, Riposte is +3 damage. That's not bad. But yeah, I think we win through the Empyrion. So I think I want a Zephyr Sage Empyrion in all cases. I think this is literally how we win, is Zephyr Saging Empyrion. I think that actually has to be the play. So, let's just do it. I think we do it in all cases. Now, do we want to attack beforehand? Because we can do this, right? And then just chill, but... And then just play a 4/4. I guess we just attack now? But we can't grow our hand any larger, really. And then we can transmog to get a second Empyrion. And we could Empyrion transmog. No. This. I think this ordering is fine. Let's just do this, and we should be okay. Thank you to the Collie for subbing with Twitch Prime. The Collie, welcome to the Phreak Show. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you greatly. We're just gonna grind this person down. It's a really weird game state, but I think this will work for us. Yes, you can stack multiple shrooms on one card. Alright, so we are looking to throw away as much of our board as possible because we need to get room for these two Empyrions. Now, we only have space for 2. We only have time, I should say, for 2. On round 8 and on round 8, which is defense, we can play one. On round 9, which is offense, we can play one. So we need to sneak 3 damage in somehow, which is going to be kind of hard to do. Because we can't afford to also transmog. We can maybe use Challenger to like force a blocker around and get some extra damage somewhere, but that's not a guarantee. They have 3 units on board. This is not guaranteed at all. That's a pretty good card, but thankfully we can use our stun effects to get through this kind of stuff. So they might have something for 3 right here, but that wouldn't kill me. They haven't stunned or recalled almost anything. It's only 2 damage. Why not Zephyr the Transmog as 1 mana? That's a fair point. However, if I use Transmog, it can be denied, which is like, I mean, that can matter. But also it means I lose whatever this unit is. It becomes Empyrion, but I also lose the card in and of itself. Whereas just having an Empyrion seems good. And maybe that's not the correct play, right? Maybe I should be using Transmog and turning, like, I don't know, if they play some really big bomb and turn it into a 1/1, that can be really powerful. There's reasons to do that kind of stuff. We're not going to play Lucian almost ever. Considering you had Deny, you could just play Empyrion and hook any Elusive he might have played. And save it to win in 2 turns. Okay, yep, I can see... Yeah, I mean, I can see that being the right play as well. I don't think I'm playing really sharp right now.
I learned my scars.
Good night, the Collie. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you're random 0/3, that's fine. So we play Zephyr Sage here. Or, sorry, the Empyrion here. In general, we are pretty good defense-wise here. We'll see how much they throw at me and how much I have to defend with, but this is looking pretty good. We have Deny mana, which is good as well. And on next round, we'll have 9, which means we actually can Empyrion and Lucian, which, to be honest, can be really worthwhile. There was logic to playing Lucian instead of Empyrion, protecting him with Deny, because he wouldn't automatically die to Braum, and losing enough units that Lucian levels up and using that to find lethal. Expeditions are the limited game mode where you draft your deck and you try to find 7 wins before you lose twice in a row. As opposed to playing a deck that you constructed yourself from your card pool and playing on a ladder environment.
Water changes,
okay, so both boards are very full. I have more cards than they have. I have a Deny for some kind of expensive spell they might play, which, you know, may or may not actually happen here. But if they play like Ionia or... min a Swiftfoot. There's some value there.
Sweep them away.
Okay, so we're gonna find some decent fights here. I mean, we'll see what kind of effects they have. There's ways around it for them. That's an easy challenge. That's fine. They don't want to use Yasuo, which is weird because Yasuo beats everything on board. But I guess they're afraid of shenanigans or something. Do this.
I am not afraid.
Do this. And this basically means I lose 0 cards, right? I lose 1 card. That's enough, honestly. It's enough space. I think this is the right thing to do. It'll be hard for them to find good answers to every single card that I have here. All my blocks are good. They don't really have good ways of crippling every single one of these fights. There are ways to do some of it, but they can't do all of it. I'm pretty certain of that. Challenge Yasuo, then Transmog Protege. That is a really cool idea. That is actually a really cool idea. I don't mind that at all. And then protect that play with Deny, which means it almost always goes off. That would be really clever, actually. That would be really, really clever. For what it's worth, Protege is supposed to live here, right? So that could absolutely happen. Alright, do they have an answer? What kind of answer is it? Is it double freeze? It's recall 1. Is it worth denying this recall 1, or am I okay replaying? I think it's correct to deny this. Because this is how I find lethal, and I just feel like, you know, how many more deny targets are there really? Yeah, they're going to draw a card here, but I think this is the right play. It guarantees this trade happens. It keeps me mana efficient because otherwise I would never be able to replay the Empyrion. This sounds decent. Do they have deny as well? Oh, they have 1 mana okay, sure. But at least we know what they have, right? So they have exactly 1 card left in deck. I still have my own Empyrion. We have pretty good damage available. We can actually swing really hard. So as all these things happen, right? Like we can see what the game state is, and they have 2 units and I have a lot more than them. Braum is not close to leveling up, and I think it's correct for me to just simply swing instantly. If we swing instantly, we find a lot of damage here. I kind of want to go here with Braum so that Braum can't... yeah, I think this is the best way of doing this. I can always do the transmog to kill it by turning it into Empyrion. But I should be able to find lethal this way, because whatever they don't block, like I could turn this into Empyrion, and I get 6 + 3 + 6 is lethal. So I wait to see what they block, and then I mean, they leave this unblocked, right? They always block here. I mean, they block here or here, right? Every single time they block one of these 2. This becomes Empyrion and I have lethal.
No more running.
Okay, so we have 6 + 4 + 6 is 16 damage, and that's lethal. Do I think Elusive are the strongest type right now? It's probably the easiest to make strong deck. I think Elusives are the easiest to make strong deck. There are probably stronger decks that people have to discover. Now, I know they have a spell from River Shaper, and they have something that they top decked right here. So this puts them at 3, and I could choose to not greed for lethal, but that seems incorrect to wait so long. So transform a follower into that, which means that would become Empyrion, and I would have lethal. Hey, if they have some kind of answer, good for them. But this requires that whatever they drew can actually stop this. Odds of that are not terribly high. It can exist, it can happen, but it doesn't necessarily happen. Top decking just means you drew a card at the beginning of your round, right? So round 9 began, I top decked a card, they top decked a card, right? Whatever's at the top of their deck got drawn at the beginning of that round. We all did it. We all have it. Am I getting stunned? Ah, okay, there's Deny, which is not the end of the world, right? Like, we both lost a card, and at the end of the day, I still did a bunch of damage. I'm healthy, they're at, like, 3. That's fine. That's totally fine. They have a Scaled Snapper, which is always a 2/5, interestingly enough. That's fine, I can kill that with Empyrion. We're going to bank spell mana. I'm in no rush to play any units because I'm so far ahead it doesn't matter. So they have a pair of 2/5s and a random spell. Well, Not necessarily. I didn't actually check to see if they played the top deck card or the one in the middle. They have a card. It might be a spell. We can still pass here. I like my board state. Well, let's see. They can't challenge, right? Braum can't kill Lucian, so we'll play Lucian. Instead of units die, Lucian comes closer to leveling up. That seems correct to do. Lucian can get killed by a stun effect if they have one. If they have a recall or a stun, Yasuo gets to hit it, but odds of that are fairly low. What happens if you run out of cards? If you try to draw a card from the round starting and your deck is empty, you lose the game. So in 18 rounds, well, in 19 rounds, we will both lose the game.
At last, I have found you.
That's a good play. That is quite strong.
Back while you can.
Okay, so they have some decent damage here now. That's fine. Mostly I just wanted to play around some kind of AoE blowout. So they have exactly one card. Odds are it doesn't stop me. They should have killed Lucian, by the way, instead of something else. Lucian's actually valuable here. He's halfway to next level. Is there an order which players draw? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it's the player who has the sword draws first and technically dies first, but... Okay, apparently you tie that way. It's a tie. Cool. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Alrighty. Now, I'm happy to simply chump block this 6/6. Because I win with my elusive units next round. So let's just play, you know, really defensive. Let this die. Whatever, YOLO. If that happens, cool. Am I interested in playing the Empyrion? They can't really stop me for 5 mana. And this guarantees that there are almost no answers available in their deck that can stop both of these things. So there are a very, very few specific options that they can have that makes them not instantly die here. I'm happy to have them have those exact options. But the odds are really in my favor that this is just going to kill them. Freljord has double freeze and they'd be at 1 life. But there are slow effects that would punish me worse, so that was the safest line of play. Okay, we're doing pretty well. We are slowly targeting enemies 18 times. We're going to trade in a new champion. This is not really quite a Fiora deck. I don't dislike this much. This is fine. But I really like the idea of second Lucian, Senna. I think it's second. Yeah, it's second Lucian, second Senna, and standalone. This could look really good. Zed Darius. And it's with a 4 champion deck, so they have like roughly 2 of each. This is very good. I could skip 1. Well, no, I'm attacking on 2. Attack on 2, play on 3. I don't even hate single combat here. Like, this entire deck is usable. I think all this is keepable. Because I like all these options based on how the game is likely to play out. Vanguard Defender being tough is going to be really hard to deal with. As a 5/5. It's going to be a 5/5 on round 3. That's going to be really hard to beat. So, okay, we skipped the block, you hit me. Thoughts on strength of a Shroom deck? There's probably some decent Shroom decks out there. I have yet to see one that looks like the best deck in the game. But Shrooms can absolutely work. Okay, so we just play our Vanguard Defender.
Approaching the
That's going to work in
Battlefury.
most cases. There's not a lot that beats it easily.
Hey, Krabby.
Yep, this is fine. You have a pair of 2 attack units that I don't really care about very much. Either one is an easy block for me. That's cool. We're in there. Now, the hard choice is I would love to get Protege down with Standalone. But that's going to be difficult because I can't make this thing die. Yeah. Okay, so they're actually playing hard elusive aggro, which is going to be, you know, it's going to be difficult. They're always going to swing. Now, I could play Shadow Assassin here, and Shadow Assassin would trade fairly with, like, the 3-1. And that doesn't sound like a horrible idea. Okay, I think I have a cool line of play here. I think this can work out really well. So, Shadow Assassin is going to simply trade into the 3-1, right? We're just going to take that. We're just going to not take that damage. We're going to take 2 here. That's okay. We're fine with that. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Okay. We took 2 damage. It's not the end of the world. Alright. Then we go into the next round. And now we can play this Laurent Protege. And the Protege can instantly challenge this thing. And that's going to die for me. Now, if they have Culling Strike, okay, you know, that's a new thing. That's going to be a little different. But we have, you know, we have single combat available. It's not going to be too bad. So we focus this challenge. This thing wins on board. And if something goes weird, we have single combat to, like, preempt certain abilities. Cool. So now we traded a card up. We're looking pretty good here. And we have yet to use Standalone, but we'll probably find a way at some point, right? It's got to be available eventually. Now the other cool thing is they don't really want to swing with the 1/1 by itself, right? They want to play some more cards to buff this up. That can be tough for them because, you know, I can play Conservator, like I can get my units on the board and stop this thing. So, right, there's Zed. Sure, okay. Let's see, let's think about this, right? So how are we going to make this one happen? Well, I would love to have a 3 attack unit somewhere so that we can Prismatic Barrier and then it beats Zed. We can't do that right away. I mean, this is like such an awkward play, right? So I think we just Conservator just as a blocker. And that's okay. We'll take a little bit of damage. Hey, Bottle of Beer, what's up? How you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. That's become a 3/3. That's going to be annoying, but that's okay. Are you really not considering swinging with those? See, that's a misplay if you don't. Ooh, they screwed up. This should have swung, right? This would actually do really well. Into me in all cases. Okay. Are we interested in getting... This is a free direct challenge, so I think we just lose both these cards. We get to play Standalone afterwards. That sounds really good, right? So we take these trades, and we say, okay, you know what? We take those trades. Yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine. It's been good for a while. No more 3 AM Phreak streams? I understand. I understand you had to leave me. That's going to be a good card down the line. Well, we're going to stand alone to make this a 5/5. It's going to be basically unkillable. And now we can play Vanguard Redeemer to draw an extra card. And we're suddenly in a really good spot again. Because we're going to attack at the start of the round and it's going to look good. This 5/5 is really, really menacing. Ooh, we could... Okay, so now we can greed slightly and use Shen to make this even more upsetting. We have 2 spare mana after using Shen. That's not bad. This is probably the right amount of efficiency. We hold 2 spare mana for single combat. And now Shen can give this guy barriers, so he just survives every fight and just knocks things down. That's going to be really nice. This 2/5 is bigger than anything on their board that can block it, because Zed's getting challenged here. This 3/3 beats any of those 2 things. And the 2/5 is too durable to add any of these things. So, in general, it's going to look really good. And we even have single combat. If something big does come down, this 5/5 barrier can challenge it and stay alive. So, we go there, right? And look what this fight looks like. No one takes damage, that thing dies, it's going to be beautiful. Now, I'm sure they have some kind of spell somewhere that can do fun things, but for now, it's going to look really nice. Look at that, you're doing very little here. Cool, we just killed Zed for free, that was beautiful. Heal 2, that comes down. This took some damage, so, you know, maybe they try to find 2 damage from something. So far, so good, though. We're now in a really, really good spot. Shen plus Challenger is really, really powerful. Oh yeah, you can silence a detainer unit, and it will just essentially hard remove that card from the game. Okay, so we need to find an elusive so that we can block this 2/2. And this 4/3, honestly. There's like a decent amount of pressure here. Do I need it that badly? I mean, this is 4, 5, 6 damage. I'm not that close to dead, right? I can handle most situations, but I kind of like the 6/5 coming down. It really, really does wrest control of the board in most cases. This 3/2 can block the 5/2 if they don't challenge appropriately. Like this 5/2 is annoying. It actually beats most things that I have, but it's not too bad. All right, so that's a really good card, right? There's Will of Ionia. Let's single combat before the recall. This should be really good, right? So before it goes away, we're just burning this card to kill their challenger. So it'll fight, and then I still get it back in my hand. That sounds really good. For 3 mana, they can do something tricky, but nothing too scary. Is it true you can only play against other players from your region? My understanding is like NA plays NA and EU plays EU. Oh, that's a good play. That's a nice one. Okay, that's going to remove a lot of options that I could have had here. So rip that goes, but end of the day, it's still alright. This is going to be a pretty hefty swing. The 4/3, I don't think it's going to challenge the 3/2. If it does, it's a pretty good play. We'll see what happens. I don't have any mana. Oh, wait, really? You're letting me do this?
I am not afraid.
I mean, this is 6 damage, which hurts, but I always survive it. Okay. You know what? That's fine. But it means I'm going to start my removal engine really soon. Alright, we pass. And I think we play Lucian on start of round. And then we again go for the, our challenger shenanigans. We need to stabilize, but we should be able to. We'll see what they do on 8 mana. I mean, Zed and Darius. We know we got rid of one of the Zeds. They still have a Darius somewhere. Actually, the Elusive is good as well. I'm a little bit worried about second. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 3 mana left afterwards, so I can use like 1 barrier. So I think 1 Lucian is fine here. Lucian beats everything that I can see on the board. Shen can again give this guy challenger, and we can mess with whatever big unit they try to play. I'm a little surprised they recalled my Empyrion and not this 5/5 challenger, because that feels like the most threatening unit that I have. But you do you. This should look pretty good. Again, it gets that. Lucian beats everything on board. This Shen beats everything on board. Okay, that dies for free. We'll see what kind of effects they try to use. Okay, swap and get barrier. Understood.
A taste of my skill.
Alright, I think that means we have to just give Lucian barrier to keep him alive, which is fine. We give an ally barrier.
Is still in the mortal world.
Oh, we're getting really close to that. That's going to be nice. And we still hit for 2, and we're okay. So everything has barrier. We hit for 2. We trade those cards off. That's fine. Okay. Does my opponent do anything? Alright, we pursuit and we go for round 2. So I can try again. Can they do anything for 2 mana? That is likely no. Alright. And yet again, we try to knock these units down. And this time Shen levels up. Which is nice. He goes up to 3 attack. Yasari should die.
They are under my protection.
And now an ally gets barrier, give it 3 extra attack this round.
Focus.
Yep, now they're going to chump block. So they have a 2/2 elusive unit,
Oh, you're in for it.
which shouldn't be killing me, but there's always a chance it does if they can 5/5 damage from their hand. But we're looking pretty comfortable. How does quick attack work? Sometimes you see blockers able to quick attack and quick attack back. How does that work? So if you have quick attack, if you're attacking, you strike first. If the unit doesn't die, it hits you back. If it does die, it doesn't hit you back. Essentially, having a lot of health counters quick attack. Alright, so we're pretty much always casting Empyrion instantly, to handle Elusive.
Whose fall will mark my passage?
Okay, I am okay with this just killing my stuff, because I really need to be able to block you. Empyrion must get played. If they have recall and 1 damage, I lose the game. But we hope they don't have it. They know I have Empyrion. This can easily challenge Lucian. This can get blocked, I guess.
They cannot strike what they
Okay.
cannot see.
There's still a way to get stunned for 2 mana, so this can still be scary. Do I need the Caretaker for anything? No, I should probably just threaten the 2 mana in case there's some kind of weird spell thing going on. Okay. If they have a way of getting 3 damage, that's a great play. That's really, really strong. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. When an ally gets buried, give me 3 attack. That's actually gonna be, or 2 attack. That's actually gonna be good here. I'm not afraid of them for 1 mana.
We each defend our brethren.
Okay. This, okay, so I pretty much need to find lethal instantly, right? So if we do this,
So I go.
we can challenge you and you die, and you go down to 2 life. I could also not challenge anything and threaten lethal. And then whatever doesn't get blocked. Maybe I don't know. I guess he shouldn't be having the buff, right? We should give it to Lucian. We give it to Lucian to spread out the attack so that everyone's almost equally threatening. I think that's the correct way of doing this. Right? There's no great blocks here. We also put the lifesteal at the very end so that I can find lethal before they lifesteal up enough to survive. Putting lifesteal at the very end is actually correct in most cases. So this is our attack. This should look pretty good in a lot of respects. So we have lethal presenting my opponent right now, right? He has 6 mana, she has 3, or 6 attack, that's 3. And we're holding on a Battlefury so that Shen himself can deal lethal damage. So what's the play here? What shenanigans are you doing? Alright, you're trying to strike me. And that's all you're doing. You're doing nothing else to survive. That's a weird choice, because I can simply Battlefury to live. Now, which one do I Battlefury, right? Because there is 1 spell left that can be scary. Now, if I Riposte, is that enough? Riposte is enough, and it still lets me play single combat as a reaction, right? She will not take damage through barrier, and she will gain like 9 power. So now, I still have lethal, and I still have mana to play around something else. So you will lifesteal for 0, because she has barrier. And then I hit for 3, 6, 11, and then this never lifesteals in time. And this is why they really should have considered blocking my stuff. Because that could have blocked 11 damage right there and forced me to do something else to survive. You almost never want to rely on a single combat trick to save you. A good player will hold on to combat tricks. Alright, Pursuit for Shadow Shift seems wrong. Detain for Vanguard Sergeant's okay. Redeemer for Standalone I think is not correct. Holding Detain is a maybe. I do have exactly 1. The Sergeant isn't bad because I'm going fairly wide a lot of the time. Either way, they're both generating an expensive spell. This is a tight one. I think the removal is better than the board widening, but that's debatable because I have so much Challenger. Thanks, the Hatter. Yeah. I mean, there's a world where Battlefury was correct instead, but I think that was the right line. Let's just... 25 units, 11 spells? Yeah, let's actually hit units more reliably by playing Vanguard Sergeant instead of Detain. Spells can be very dead and limited. Estill. So it's not really a Vladimir deck, even though it's the right colors for a Vladimir deck, because it's aggro with, like, I guess, deck buff. So we have a 1-drop. We don't need this, but Senna with standalone seems pretty good. She should beat most things. Now what's interesting is 1, 2, 3 can't stand alone till 4. Avalanche can kill her, but that's pretty much it. There's a world where, nah, it's fine. We can do it this way, I think, every time. Okay, Relentless to die and double standalone Senna. They can stun, but they can't recall or hard kill in these colors. If she goes up to being a 10-8, I don't think she can die to anything. I'd be happy to trade this. My opponent likely doesn't want to, but this will go on forever. Okay, they might have an aggressive 2-drop, but this is still okay. So they get some power in their deck. This is going to be hard to use because the only tribe I have is Elite, and there's only like 2 of them. So this is give 1 unit +3/+3 overwhelm. That's a pretty weak card. That's only a 3/2 because there's no Noxian unit. That's not bad. Now I could choose to play slow and go straight up Protege, but I like Senna because it plays around Culling Strike. I like Senna a lot here. She should beat basically everything. 4 attack is a lot to deal with on round 3. Cards exist that beat this, but there's not a lot of them. The Freljord 2/4 with the deck buff would be a 3/5 and would beat me. Favorite card so far and most hated to play against. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I guess no matter what I played, this would have happened, so. Okay, that's us. My favorite card so far, I really like Heimerdinger, I really like Ezreal, I really like Karma. Okay, I think I'm happy to trade this and go for the Fiora win condition.
No,
I think this is, oh, wait, okay. We can't stop her yet. We can't stop her yet. Okay, we're gonna play these.
By my honor, you must die.
Your honor's killing someone today.
Okay, this is pretty good. So we're gonna take this trade and we're gonna buff her.
I have no time.
The only downside is if they have the 1 damage ping, they still die. But I'm gonna take that risk. We're gonna take the risk that we're gonna be okay here, and that the 1 damage ping isn't gonna stop me. So we're gonna give Fiora barrier,
Strike without
and
worry.
she's gonna gain 1 XP. 1 damage ping would make me fairly sad. They don't have it. They don't have 1 mana frostbite either. And off we go. Cat levels up. That's fine.
They'll never know what kills.
All right, we go to next round where there's 5 mana. I think we just play blank standalone. She goes to 6/6.
Just the way I like it.
And we're gonna... How many good options do they possibly have to kill her? Not many. So we're gonna go ahead and play Vanguard Defender.
Approaching the battlefront.
If they play a unit, I can challenge it with Fiora and kill it. If they don't play a unit, we swing. Wow. Alright, they found, like, the one play. You got me. I want to hold on to this because I want to chump block and summon a Radiant Guardian with lifesteal. So I don't want to make this trade yet. I want to trade this off next round and play Radiant Guardian.
The world awaits.
That's a really good play. That's really strong. But we can survive this pretty reliably. Anchored Gaming, do you feel like every faction is viable? I lean towards Freljord and Demacia in terms of what I enjoy playing, but I haven't played enough to know if I'm at a competitive disadvantage based on my tastes. I think every faction is absolutely viable. A lot of the people who are at the top of the ladder say that Piltover and Zon is the weak region. I don't think that's true. Okay, we're gonna get... Oh, this is gonna really hurt. Oh my gosh. This 6/3 is gonna really take over. Now, thankfully, they can't play Katarina yet. So we're gonna play this so that we can lose units, and play this Radiant Guardian with lifesteal.
I have my orders.
Okay. Well, go ahead and swing. Fiora beats something. So the question is, how much do they want to swing with? Wow, really? Okay. Touche. So that's an elite. She is not. He is not. So we can challenge some units and get some board control. We can also play Protege to get some more board control that way as well. If If we play Protege, we can't play Radiant Guardian. But we can afford Remembrance at the end of the round. That doesn't seem too bad. As soon as they play Cat, I can also challenge her. So the real question is, are we playing to try to get Radiant Guardian down? And I think that answer is yes. This challenge here works just fine. And we can just sack the 1/1. I think that's going to work out okay.
I never hold on down.
Okay, so this is a 4-3, or we can kill this 2-1. I think the 4-3 is correct, though. If I had a way of gaining more durability, we'd do something else. But I think this is our play. I think as soon as we do it, Cat comes out, which is going to be scary. Okay, they'll let me take that trade. Great.
I have no equal.
We have a 6-3, actually a 7-3. That trades out. What spell do we get, and is it amazing? You know what? That's not even bad. Radiant. So as soon as they play Cat, that's fine. They could only play Cat once, and I can get Radiant Guardian down. Radiant Guardian is going to do some really good stuff. 6-6 or 5-5 tough lifesteal. This allows me to take board control. That's the snap block right there. We just do this. Right, we take this block, and we're fine. We're absolutely fine. We even go up in life for it. It's completely reasonable.
Hope burns on.
Okay, and now we have Remembrance, which can actually play the exact same unit, if I'm lucky. It is, wow, that's really fortunate. So I have another Radiant Guardian, this card is incredible. So they're not getting a lot done. Now it's their turn to attack for realsies. 7-4 Challenger, that's really nice. I can't make her strong enough to survive. This can challenge a lot of stuff, right? Now, again, they don't have the mana to replay Katarina, so I'm not really that concerned overall. We can use Shadow Flare to get rid of most of their units. Only Cat would live, and yeah, I mean, this should probably work out okay. Do I need anything else on board? I think this always goes for Fiora, so I think we just sit here and wait. We're not in danger of dying. I think simply banking mana is correct. Now, I guess we can make him choose between killing Lucian and killing Fiora. I'm actually okay with that. I think that's fine.
Guns are a coward's weapon.
Said the assassin.
If you direct challenge Lucian, I think I'm okay with that.
Come here.
Okay, yeah, so you went for Fiora as expected. We can take both of these, no problem. She hits me, and that's okay. Lucian gains a little bit of XP. We can go here and, like, she doesn't hit anything, so it doesn't really help anything. But we're going to be ahead once we do this, right? This looks pretty good. So I think we just take this play. My opponent has nothing on board anymore. You know, unlucky that these traded, but, like, you know, I got a lot of value already. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Alright, so now these units trade, but it still, you know, lets me go up a card. Lucian's halfway to leveling up. That's not bad either. What if I turn them all ephemeral? It doesn't change anything. I don't want to take as much damage to Nexus. I don't want them to hit me. So I'm fine just kind of doing it this way. The only thing I'm scared of is Katarina hitting me in the face 18 times. Which she can absolutely do in some cases. So I have 2 elites now with Vanguard Redeemer and Vanguard Defender. So at a certain point I'm doing pack mentality to buff these and going big. So here's where it gets a little awkward, right? Because there's Trifarian Shieldbreaker. Here comes Katarina. We're probably not going to Shadow Flare that. I can lose 2 units and let Lucian level. So this is where it gets a little awkward because we're basically going to chump block. Probably Shadow Flare so that the 6/5 dies. That will level up Lucian. We can stand alone him. And then we play Vanguard Redeemer or something like that. Like, there's kind of a line of play here, but yeah, it's going to get really awkward because of Katarina.
No,
We can maybe only chump block once. That's probably fine. Right, so you get played once. We let this go. We take the pass. This is 10 damage. I'll survive it. So we can take the pass. They should swing, because the attack looks good. No one can really block that. We go down to 5 life. I'm expecting to survive that. So I think we're okay. We just Shadow Flare to kill the 6/5. I don't hate chump blocking here, but I don't want to. Like, this is actually arguably the better chump block. Just because these both get buffed by pack mentality. That's an elite and that's an elite. And with something dying, Vanguard Demon draws a card. So I think it's correct to do it this way. We take this block. We Shadow Flare to remove 1 unit. No, because it's followers only. It does not hit Katarina. Just they die. So that goes down. Cap kills it. Still recalls. Now we get a card from Vanguard Redeemer. Lucian's very close to leveling. Jewel Protector is almost playable. We end the round, and now my opponent gets a real attack. Which is, you know, a little scary. Thankfully, we got a playable card here, so we're going to Jewel Protector into Shadow Assassin, buff her. 1 more block and Lucian levels up, so we can get a lot of extra attacks here. Do you have a good Zed deck? I do. Type exclamation deck. Alright, what shenanigan is this? Oh, that's really annoying. You know what? Touche. We're still in a decent spot, though, right? We're still fairly wide.
Let the blood
There's
shed.
Katarina. Yep, you're annoying. We get it. I have this 5/5 Elusive that's really good. It draws me a card as well.
The order rewards its faithful.
Blood for
Um,
Noxus.
We can just take this block because she lives anyway. And, ooh, wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. I have lethal. So, this lets me attack instantly on start of round. So, unless they have some way of dealing 1 damage to her from hand, we win the game instantly right now. And those tools exist, right? The tools exist. Yeah, so, okay. That doesn't help. Because once she strikes, she recalls. She still goes back to hand. Yeah, going wide means putting a lot of things on the board. It means playing a lot of different units. Alright. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so we are at, what, 5 wins now? We're going for win number 6. Remembrance out, Blade Scout in, doesn't seem good. Conspirator out, Protege in, doesn't seem good. Zephyr Sage out, Riposte is a maybe. I already have 1 Riposte though, and Zephyr Sage honestly seems good for late game scenarios. So I'm okay to keep my deck as is. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going for win number 6. We haven't lost this deck so far. Have you played much Constructed, or do you mostly prefer Expeditions? I play Expeditions when it can unlock me rewards. I play through them. I get my big bonus XP. I get my champion capsule if I'm lucky, or if I play well enough, and then I go to ranked. Right now, I am not playing Expeditions just to grind the XP. I'm doing it when I have cards to pick up, and that's it. Okay, so how do I want to play this out? I could keep this entire thing. This is probably not a great 1-drop. I probably don't even want 1-drops most of the time. Fiora could be usable. Callista and Nivea is going to be a little annoying, but I can play around that. This is a good 2-drop. This is a good 3-drop. This should be fine. Single combat's maybe more than I need, but this should look okay. Oh, nice! I found a 1-drop. That's actually a good one as well. It's one that I want to use.
Today's lesson.
Is there a difference between going 7-0 versus 7x? There is not. There is not a difference. You can go. It specifically only counts the number of wins you have. That's it.
To the field.
Nice. We get 4 damage here. That's really beautiful. Look at us go. Look at us go. Now, here comes the good place. Oh my gosh, their hand sucks if that's what they're playing there. Now, they can't easily kill Fiora for 3 mana, so we're just going to play this outright.
By my honor,
At
you
worst,
must
we can
die.
fight and they burn a spell to kill her. Right? Like, this could swing and I could block it and they could, you know, do some kind of Vile Feast or whatever. Cool. So we're on a good spot here. And I think it's correct to Bright Steel Protector to give her Barrier and then fight this 2/3. That seems like a pretty good play. For 7 mana, they can't do that much that's scary.
You're covered.
Avalanche is kind of annoying, but that's it. Avalanche kills 2 units and doesn't really stop me. So, like, it'll kill 2 cards for 1 card, and then I kill 1 card for 0 cards, and we end up being equal. Wow, this is a really, really unlucky like setup for my opponent. I feel bad for them. So this is a pretty easy one. There's actually ways I can play around the spider burn here. If they want to spider burn me, I can actually single combat first, and that way this fight eats up the ping. So so here's the spider ping, right? Oh, it's just Glimpse Beyond. Okay, we're gonna single combat so they can't Glimpse Beyond. This way they don't draw 2 cards, and I get Fiora XP. Now, there is still the chance that they can use Black Spear afterwards.
This will be quick.
But I'm betting on them not having it, but who knows. If they have Black Spear, good for them, right? So I burned a card to kill the 2/3. They can burn a card to kill Fiora, but they also lost... Yeah, cool. So they lost 2 cards, right? They lost Glimpse Beyond, and they lost the 2/3. I only lost the single combat card. So I'm in a pretty good spot here. Shen's coming out. Oh, Tarkaz is going to be really annoying, actually. That's going to be a really hard card to deal with. Big beefy dude. Now, I'm really considering waiting. I don't want to. No, it's not worth it. Because I wanna swing with Shen on 6. I don't quite have the space for the rest of this. For 1 mana, they can't do anything really all that threatening, so we can just play Shen here and it's okay. It buffs him to a 2/2, which means he can block the 5/8, lose the 1 health, and still deal 1 damage back. And that's not too bad, right? We bring Tarkaz down to a 5/5. Slowly chipping away at this card is really valuable. Okay, so we pass. Zephyr Sage needs to get value at some point, but it's not going to be right away. Pursuit is pretty good here. So there's value in playing Protege to challenge the 5/5 so that Shen stays alive a little bit longer, but I think ultimately it doesn't really matter here. We're going to do this direct challenge. That'll level up Fiora. We get pretty close here. And then when they try to block Shen, we just give him Prismatic Barrier. We Relentless Pursuit, and then we try again in a little bit. And we can have Shen pick off Tarkaz with that. Or Fiora pick off Tarkaz. So that looks pretty good. Most of the attack's going to look really solid. We could use Fiora to challenge Tarkaz straight up, but that seems wrong because if they can ping off the barrier, I can't do anything to keep her alive. So Tarkaz goes there. The expected result, right?
I want to go home.
That's an easy kill. They get some random Last Breath Challenger, you know, some random Last Breath Idiot in their hand. Whatever, that's fine. Again, if they had Black Spear, they could have used it a while ago to kill. So I don't think they have it. We're in a decent spot here, right? They're considering if there's any fast effects to play, which there might be at some point. At some point, they'll draw Vengeance, you know, and that's going to be scary as well. So we bury your Shen, we keep him alive.
It is not yet their time.
Alright, that's a pretty easy fight. We say okay. Now they get to look again if they want to do anything. Again, if they could ping Shen, we'd be sad, but we're okay so far. Now Fiora levels up to 4/4. She's bigger than Black Spear. That's a big deal. She's not bigger than Vengeance, but still bigger than Black Spear. They get a random minion over here on the far left. Some random killable thing. And as soon as they dedicate any mana, we're going to Relentless Pursuit and swing again and get a lot of damage out of this.
What's that noise?
So we're going to Pursuit here. They don't seem to have any clever tricks available, so this should work almost all the time. We'll see if they want to play any units, if they want to play any of the spells. Again, if they had removal, they would have used it by now in most cases. There's still a chance it happens, but for now, we burned a card.
Shield is yours.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good play. I think we just have to do this so that everything else, works out okay. They just trade barriers. Shen gains 1 XP. These trades are fine. That hit is fine. On we go. Life is normal, I guess. The 3-1 trading with the 1 would be bad, so we just don't bother with that. But that's a good barrier pickup. That's a solid one. I'm just continually disrespecting them having any spells because they don't seem to. And I think, this is maybe the most optimal time to use the Spider Ping for 1, because now it definitely guarantees that Fiora dies to Tarkaz, and that's really powerful. But if they don't have it, they don't have it. Okay, is this... Okay, there's Riposte. Alright, they finally kill off Shen. Well, that's a card for a card. I mean, I lost a card as well, so I guess, they're doing a pretty job here. Now, what's nice is this thing is big enough to now kill Tarkaz. And she's big enough to kill this. Anivia's not even that bad for me. Okay, so we have 8 mana, right? So I have enough mana for Deny, and I have enough mana for Laurent Protege. Again, any of these cards are big enough to fight off a lot of this stuff. The 3-1 can just sort of chump block and do whatever. Deny is useful, but I cannot use all of them. That's okay. I think I can just... Okay, we also know they have literally no combat tricks left. So I can do whatever I want, and I know we're generally fine. Now, Tarkaz is going to deal 1 to Anivia, and Anivia's going to deal 1 to all of my stuff. No, the defender's fine. They can kill Tarkaz. The 3-1 instantly dies to Anivia in all cases, and so it can chump block. Fiora's going to take 4 damage, which means she can't be a blocker right now, unless I want to deny the Anivia buff. Zephyr Sage also exists for a similar reason. We don't need to deny right now, right? But we can deny it later. So Zephyr Sage can go on the board because Zephyr Sage, or rather second deny, seems useful for making the Fiora win condition happen. Because this is tough, it survives literally everything. So this can happen, this can happen. We can kill the Anivia egg for free. This can chump block literally every time. There's an Anivia egg that I can kill with Fiora, no problem. That seems pretty good. And we're 1 round away from outright winning the game, because Fiora's going to be at 3 XP. She's a 4-3, that's fine. We can deny any big effects. This seems reasonable. I don't see anything wrong with this play. They have a random 3-1 that I can kill later on. Yeah. Cool, let's block.
Endless cold.
Alright. Shen happens subs. You subbed for 2 months. Shen happens. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate you so much. Welcome to the Phreak Show. I would have liked to be able to keep Shen alive for this, but oh well. I'm overthinking. He has no mana? Well, I'm more planning out my next rounds, right? I think double deny is okay here. We're going to play Protege. There's not a lot of scary things they can do because I have control over what I attack with. Thank you, Hibiki Pikmin, Pokemon, PKMN. Welcome to the Phreak Show. Thank you for the support. Ooh, that's really, really, really good.
Strike quickly, strike deftly.
Now I could go here, and now my opponent has 2 eggs. Like we can do that, right? Kill Anivia, 1 egg left. Now, unfortunately, the egg will revive before the next round. So it's not that amazing. That's pretty solid. Right, they just have like the 1 Anivia left and I can try to win with it later on. Kill an egg, go to 3 XP. Kill a thing, be a 2-1. Redeemer can be played the round after. That sounds pretty good. Killing the egg seems like a good play, right? We're 1 away from winning the game. As long as we can protect her and we have double deny to do that. This is very likely to work for us. Okay. Is this... Yep, there's Black Spear. And we held deny for it. So, Fiora stays alive. If you had gone for the 2-1, I would have let it happen and just played Redeemer to draw a card. Well, to draw a unit. Alright. So we're doing pretty well here. We save this for card draw. We're at 19 life. We're not in danger of dying. If Anivia swings, the 2-1 always dies, so we have to respect that. Anivia levels up next round. Rekindler gets another Anivia. That's also annoying. We have our nice little Vanguard Sergeant. Go team.
Discipline and steel.
That means she's going to go down to 1 life. Wait, we win the game off this, right? So
And grace.
we will deny one of the Glacial Storms. And then we'll be fine, right? Now this assumes they don't have another kill effect, but I'm going to assume they don't. If we do this, we win the game. Right? She survives the fight, only one Glacial Storm comes through, and we win the game. I guess we block here, that's safer. Blocking there is also safer. Alright, so this line of play is they don't have a nuke in one of their 2 cards. If that's true, the game is over. We win.
Strike them down.
We win. We take 1. Spider doesn't kill her. 4th kill. GG. Whew. That was quite the interesting game. It's quite the interesting game. Why not wait till next round? Because she has to fight that card at some point anyway, right? I either let them draw another card, because keep in mind, Anivia hits units on the bench as well. So there's no, like... There's no benefit to waiting. Not really. The more we both get to draw cards, the better chance they have of finding a way to kill her. Sergeant out, Greenglade Elder, no thank you. Deny out for Yone, no thank you. Defender out for Stand United, I think is incorrect. This one is debatable, but I like curving out. Single combat for Twin Disciplines, I'm actually amenable to. Redeemer for Will, no thank you. Pursuit for Fleet Feather, no thank you. This one is a maybe. 2 single combats, not bad. I think nah. Remember, single combat is a no. Jeweled for Standard is a maybe. Conspirator for Will is a no. Yeah, I think this is fine as it is. Bright Steel for Jeweled is a no. Caretaker for Standard is definitely a maybe. Zephyr Sage for Swiftwing Lancer is probably a no. Caretaker for Standard United seems actually decent. I like that. Back to back in for Standard United is actually probably a better upgrade. Sergeant for Senna is close. Sparring for Zephyr Sage is a little bit too slow for me. But Standard United for back to back, I'm amenable to that. Because we're not really doing the Shen level up win condition. We only have 1 Shen. That's not that likely. But back to back is hugely valuable. I think it's more useful than Stand United. Deny out is a no. Defender out is a maybe. Back to back out is a no. This is an okay trade, but I don't like it. I think I'd rather actually have a 2-drop. And Lifeblade for Duelist. Nah. Redeemer, I think, is nah. Remembrance has been really good for me. I think we can keep Remembrance. Alright. Alright, final battle. You only get 1 chance for final boss. Well, we're running... This expedition is ending at 6 or 7 wins. I'm pretty happy with 6, but I would love 7. Thank you, Soul Havoc, for the sub with Twitch Prime. Welcome to the Phreak Show. Thank you for your support. Let's do it. Let's hope we can beat this guy. So, very heavy endgame deck. Tri-faction. Okay. Lots of heavy champions. We have a 1-drop. We can use it on 1. We can swing on 1. That's not too bad. We have some 3s. This is not a horrible hand, but it's not perfect. I want to find a champion before too long.
Check out these moves.
Also, 2 of my champions are Lucian, which, like, they're value, but I'm also not even that aggro of a deck. I have a million 3-drops, so, like, I'm, you know, hitting the board pretty often, but... Yes, if you're going for 7 wins, your opponent is also going for 7 wins. Every game is exactly like that, okay? We let him hit me, I think? Because I can get it bigger than what they've got. Alright, so we need to play this for a while, but we can just draw the random card right now. Ooh, okay, Senna is like the snap call here.
Making the dead.
If they can frostbite me, I'm sad, but the odds of that are moderate, but considering that other champions are Freljord, they shouldn't have that many Freljord cards. Oh, sorry, one of the champions is Freljord. I'm trolling. I'm still hoping they don't have that many Freljord cards, right? So because they're tri-faction, their odds of frostbite are lower. But if they have frostbite, she just dies to frostbite, and I go down card value. But well, we know they can't have the 3-cost frostbite. So at most they have the 1-cost frostbite. If they have it, I need to make them have it. Like, I can't just sit around never using this card. It's unacceptable to never use this card. Cool. They don't have 1-cost frostbite. We know that for sure. I'm happy to trade this and stand alone her and make her too big to deal with. I'm also happy just to give her Prismatic Barrier. Okay, we're going for the Prismatic Barrier play. So we're gonna... Okay, this puts us ahead on board by a lot, actually. I'm pretty sure I almost can't lose with this. So, basically, this 2-2 fights this cleanly, the 3-3 fights that cleanly, and the 4-2 fights that cleanly. So we have a really good game state here. Even if they have a way of getting rid of... Are you hard trolling and early playing a spell? That's a mistake. That's a big mistake. Okay, that's actually a huge mistake. So we get to take this trade, and now we know she's safe, which means we can always Prismatic Barrier to win. Right? Prismatic Barrier literally always works here, because they literally can't do anything else. Killing the 5-4 is the most appropriate play. That trade is fine, and then that's going to die regardless, so who cares what happens. Card for a card. Card for a card. I burn 3 mana, they burn 3 mana. And this is card for a card, 3 mana for 3 mana. So we actually go up 1 mana for this play. And we're up for Demacia. So that's up 1 mana. This is 3 for 3. And then I don't really care what's in with that card. Okay. Alright. I think we stand alone, then play Lucian. This gets us out of range of a lot of scary things. I mean, standalone's got to be good here, right? Like, it has to be. What can they play on 5? There's a lot they can play on 5, like Garen. Standalone has to be good here. So we're going to play Lucian. And if they have an interesting defender...
Unlikely with you around.
So there's nothing they can play that could possibly beat Senna. Yeah, Garen doesn't beat Senna. So we can just do this. We know they can't stop her. I mean, they're going to chump block here for sure. But that's fine. We've got a 7-5 Senna. Who's big and scary and very strong. If she dies, Lucian levels up. That's also okay with me. He's culling strikeable, but we can play around that with back-to-back. So here's going to be our big blowout turn, because we're going to rely on back-to-back to just completely take over this game. You like the facial? Thanks very much, Card Tiger. Okay. So I don't want to 1-for-1 this. Right? I don't want to just lose Senna to Garen. They don't want to... I don't know how to play this out completely. Because they have 6 mana in hand, they have a lot of possible options for winning. We know they don't have 1 mana freeze. They haven't shown us that they have 3 mana freeze because they've run out of mana every time they've tried to play anything. Right? The previous round was... Yeah, like they just played 5 mana Garen. So I'm willing to take 5 damage here. Or I'm willing to play back-to-back. And making them have an answer.
Stand down.
If they don't have an answer, we kill Garen. That's pretty reasonable, right? If they don't have an answer, Garen dies and we stay ahead on board. If they do have an answer, maybe they still 1-for-1 and Lucian levels up. Okay, cool. So, like, I burned a card, they burned a card, I lose Senna, you lose Garen. But now Lucian levels up. That's okay.
Demacia will prevail.
So we've got our Mage Secret Investigator. I did kind of go down a card because I did burn Standalone, but we can get value back, right? We can use Zephyr Sage on Shadow Assassin and draw a bunch of cards, and it'll work out okay. The real question is, what do I want to clone? Because I can make some really big cards. Like, I can Jewel Protector Shadow Assassin, then clone it with Zephyr Sage. And then suddenly I have some, like, really absurd crap. Now, again, the worry is they might have something scary that's hard to deal with. So I'm really considering just swinging. And it's 9 damage. That's not bad at all. That's going to look really good in most cases. That's a really safe play. Yeah, that's going to stun a 1/1. That's fine. So we're going to buff her, right? Shadow Assassin is now going to be a 5/5 draw card. And we're gonna copy that with Zephyr Sage next round. On round 8, we're just going to copy with Zephyr Sage. Now I have 2 5/5 draw cards. On round 9, I just play 2 Shadow Assassins. And I've essentially duplicated Jewel Protector as well. This is a 1/1 that's just getting permanently stunned. That's fine. I don't care about that. Okay, Trindamere's scary, but Zephyr Sage again is big enough to handle this kind of stuff. So now the real big play is we let them swing, something dies, we get our attack token back, and we use for Demacia, which means we want to count mana, right? So we have 10 mana to spend. This costs 6, this costs 3, this costs 1. Means we should probably just play Shadow Assassin, or at least Mage Secret Conservator. But I think it's Shadow Assassin. Shadow Assassin needs to stay back? Yeah. Let's see. I think it's always Conservator. Or is it always Shadow Assassin? I'm not sure which is the better play. The 3/3 is going to go here so that Lucian's big enough to block stuff. No, I think it's Shadow Assassin.
The order rewards its faithful.
I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure it's this. Oh no, she needs to live because she's the one who's going to get buffed to win me the game. So if we go here, right? We go down to 10, and they almost certainly can't. Let's see. So like this would put me at 7. This puts me a little bit better. And I won't die to almost anything. None of my other blocks are very good, but I immediately have the attack token, and it's going to look pretty good here. So this is the block. Lucian gives me an attack. This is a 5/5. For 3 mana, there's not a lot they can do. We're going to play... Do we even play Conservator? I guess we'd like try to see what cards they have, right? Like, we might as well play this guy. I think there's no reason not to. Because we're going to buff all of them with For Demacia anyway, so just going wide is correct in case they have a little bit of freezing. So now we buff the entire set. And we have this 8 attack Elusive that's like almost impossible to stop. So we go here. I don't care about Lucian dying. We can attack again afterwards. We're almost always fine. Yeah, there's like no way this is wrong.
You'll need more than that.
Yep, we have lethal. They fight each other. Honestly, he's down to a 9/2. He'll die eventually. We did it. Alright, cool. The Elusive won us the game, and we got a 7-0 run. We ran 7-0. We ran 7-0. Yeah, giving me the attack was a pretty big oof. They definitely hurt them a lot. So we did it. We won our expedition run. Trial was complete. We did it. And yes, our first run was a 0-2. We went 0-2 into 7-0 on this expedition. Whew. Whoa. That was oof. Quite the run. So we get to claim our rewards. Let's see what we get. We got Jinx. We got actually a lot of aggro tools, and we got Pursuit of Perfection, which is hard to build around, but I think it's doable. I think Pursuit of Perfection, by the way, is best in a Karma deck. I think Ionia Piltover is how you run this, but maybe that's wrong. I think it's correct, though. Okay.